iLLANOiZE, we back in the building.
Yes, sir. Checking in at the 1 o'clock hour with our guest, Goalden Chyld. How you feeling today, man?
Feeling fine, brother. Glad to be here, finally.
For sure. Thank you for tapping in. Thank you for coming through.
Yes, sir.
Nah, it's crazy because you said the same thing I said, but I ain't never really put it into the universe. When I first heard, I can't remember what song it was. You was on 79th, though. You was in front of the liquor store.
Yeah,
and you was rapping. I'm like,
sir.
man, I'm going to interview him one day. You feel me?
For sure.
And now here we are.
Man, that was that was a minute ago, man. I was working at Chicago Public Schools. I got a few students, to come with me on after school field trip. And we said, we're going to go to 79th, man. We went on the corner, man. Whoever was out there, we told them to pull up. We cut on some beats, man, started freestyling. And I actually had something written, the quiet is kept, And then, we recorded the video, shot the video, man, and it went viral, man. It went viral. It was a blessing.
What was the thought process of just pulling up on the 9 like that? Because a lot of people see that as like one of the worst intersections in Chicago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, it's crazy. That same day, it was really refreshing, man, because it was a few brothers and sisters on the corner, and we actually were just walking up and down the 9, kind of thinking and coming up with concepts. After we shot the video, we were just talking and building, and one of the brothers was like, man, this shit is crazy, bro. We actually walking up 79th right now. And he from Chicago. Right. But he like, man, it's peaceful, it's love. Ain't nobody on no garbage, man. We walking up 79th. This crazy. I ain't never done no shit like this in my life. And it was just making me think about, the energy that you bring to an atmosphere. You bring your own atmosphere. You
Facts.
Feel me? It could potentially be one of the most dangerous intersections. But when you come, with a certain energy, you can recreate the energy and change the energy. So much so that, usually, you could lose your life on 79th. You feel me? You could get, robbed. A lot could happen on 79th, but because we came with the energy we came with, black men and women were just able to walk up 79th, and just build in positivity. Yeah.
Was that your intention when you first shot the video out there?
What you mean, to bring that energy?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was the intention, man. If you know me or know anything about my music, man, it's always, to use my gift, God gave me, take it, re-rap it, and give it back to the people, in a positive fashion. And it ain't been easy, because, creating positive music that actually smack, that actually hit, is not an easy task.
Facts.
But by the grace of the Most High, trial and error and continued practice, we've been able to create some art that's been having a positive effect on our people.
Sure.
What were you doing with Chicago Public Schools?
I was a security guard and a mentor in Chicago Public Schools. Yep. Just recently, I believe in July, I was what happened? I was terminated. Yep, in Chicago Public Schools. I had caught COVID. I hadn't been back. I was actually planning, as I recovered from COVID, to say, you know what, I'm done. When I do come back, I'm gonna put my 2 weeks notice in. But before I actually returned, they called me and they said, unfortunately, they was experiencing some layoffs. But while I was there, I feel like a lot of people talk about, the community and, talk about, the school to prison pipeline and, how messed up the schools is. But not often do a lot of us get the opportunity to actually be inside the schools. You hear me?
See it.
And see what the hell is going on a daily basis in real life. And being in there and seeing how many young black men and women did not have their fathers, bro, it was crazy, bro. You hear about it, but the reality is I'm sitting down with the children that get kicked out of the school, kicked out of the classrooms, expelled, right? I'm sitting down with them. They come to me. We able to build because I'm able to connect with them on a different level. But when I got to the point where I was asking them, how's your relationship with your father? Your pops, when the last time you talked to pops? And the vast majority of these young black men and women, my dad dead. I ain't never met my dad. My dad in jail. He locked up. You hear what I'm saying? And if he ain't dead in jail, locked up, or just overall non-productive, either he out working, you hear what I'm saying? And he not able to, be there for his children because he out working a goddamn job all day.
Yeah.
So one way or another, the fathers have been removed from the household. And I say all the time, man, you don't know the impact that just being present as a black man in our community will have on our children.
That's real.
On the corner, when they get out, an after-school program, just talking to them when you see them in passing. A lot of the manhood tools that we need to become upstanding men in society, we just don't get because it wasn't given to us because we don't have that interaction with either men or our fathers, but just being there because they looking for it. They looking for it for sure.
That's real. And I remember, it's crazy you say that because I remember when I got reconnected with my little brother, he moved to I want to say like the furthest part of Indiana, like it's like right near Kentucky. Damn, I just talked to him when he turned 21. He tell me something like, this didn't faze me, like not knowing like his people, because he got the same last name as me and my dad. So he say something like, I just thought it was normal growing up without a father. You know, everybody where I'm from thought it was normal. You know, that just made me like, dang, I got this experience with my dad that we share the same dad from. He looks more like my dad than me, you know, and he don't even know the type of impact that it takes, you know, because sometimes you got to draw numb to that.
Yeah.
So that's tripped out, man.
Indeed, and it's not. I mean, especially when you got, because some of us come from environments where our father is not around, but we got peers whose father is actually around. You know what I'm saying? And you see the pops at the games, you see the pops being involved. And sometimes that shit can be very painful, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Actually wanting dad there, and we learn how to cover up our emotions because we come from environments where if we get vulnerable or expose how we really feel, we call it weak. You feel me? We call it soft. But the reality of it is, you feel me? You want your parents, goddammit. You want them there. You want that love, that embrace, you know. And I remember seeing this young black man, you know, at a park, man, and he was out here, you know, roughing around with a young sister, you know. And I'm walking past, you know, as soldiers, we not just gonna let him, you know, act like that without, you know, stepping in and say something to him. So I talked to him, man. I'm like, you know, that's not how you deal with no woman, man. That's not, you feel me? Just having that one-on-one conversation with him. And he was like, man, you know, man, I know, big bro. I'm sorry, bro. He said, hey, do you come to this park often, man? He said, can I get your number, man? This is the conversation. I ain't never met him a day in my life. Can I get your number? You come to this park often, man? Thank you, big bro. I know, bro, man. But I'm sorry, bro. Thank you, man. Hey, I'm going to see you, right? And that's the type of relationship and communication, you know, that I was able to have with this young brother that I never met a day in my life. But most of us, out of fear, you feel me, out of selfishness, don't even take the opportunity to communicate with our young brothers that actually are looking for that love and that embrace and to be made into the men that they need to be in society. So you just got to take responsibility as men in our community, for sure.
I remember growing up, my mother, she put us in this program. I want to say it was called Boys to Men. It was like a mentorship program at Simeon High School. And I remember never wanting to actually go to this. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, it's Saturday, you feel me? We just trying to chill. And I didn't understand what she was doing to me at that time because my father wasn't in my life. You know what I'm saying? So growing up, that was like an outlet. And I feel like we need more mentorships. Like you said, you was in Chicago public schools and you was able to connect with these kids on a different type of level.
Right.
That maybe they teachers or a normal security guard couldn't connect to because it's always, oh, you bad, go to the office.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let me suspend you for a week. And it's like, that's not helping, bro. Most of the time, people just simply need somebody to talk to.
For sure, bro.
And just vent to. And that's all these kids we need these days because they don't have those outlets.
After school, this is the craziest part, bro. Like I said, you got to work in the schools to actually get it. But really being able to see the homes that these children went to after they got out of school, bro. That explains so much, man. And it's so painful, bro. Listen, you got young children that you know their mother is selling their body. You hear what I'm saying? That you know she's prostituting. You hear what I'm saying? You got young children who you know, like the mother is just really not involved. She been hurt, she been scarred, she been taken advantage of. She only taking care of the child because it's hers, and she doing the bare minimum to get his child what he needs to, you know, sustain himself in school. So the young boy coming into the school, he can't even really talk, he can't even really read, he can't even really write, and he missing the tools. So when he in the classroom, he act out, he play, he get kicked out, not because he don't want to learn and want to be involved, but at a certain point, before you feel me, you participate in the class, laugh at you because you can't read. You hear what I'm saying? Or at a certain point, you feel me, you in the class and you just not comprehending and understanding what the hell is on this paper. You start to dismiss yourself, right? And laugh and joke with the guys in the back. But then once you said they come out with me and they figure out, oh, he gonna spend some time with me and help me understand this. I'm like, we not joking. We finna figure this out. And you got to take him all the way back to the basic steps. And you showing him, but you start to see the light in his eyes because he actually understanding now. So he went from the young black boy, who was in the back of the classroom playing and acting up, to now because somebody's spending some one-on-one time with him, showing him and he understanding it, and you give him a chance to do it by himself, and now he able to get it. You see a smile come on. You see him more involved than he's ever been, right? And it's because he finally getting it. Somebody finally took the time. But when you in these classrooms with 20, 15, 20 students, and you can't get that one-on-one, you not getting it at home because you ain't getting the love, support, and the attention that you need, you come into the classroom and it's just like, man, shit, bro, before I get clowned, I'm going to sit back here, laugh, and joke, or just not participate at all, right? And then you got, I remember, man, it was this young boy, man, Chocolate. I think his name was Marcus, man. Handsome little young brother. He had another brother. I was working at the security desk up front, and this black brother come in, and he looked just like his son, bro. You hear what I'm saying? Son looked just like him. And I'm like, man, I know your son, man. I love your son, man. He act up from time to time, man. But I can tell, you involved, man, because, he got some character about himself, right? Because he would act up, get in trouble, then come back like, Mr. Hakeem, I know I shouldn't have did that. I did what you told me to do. And, now the situation is good now, right? Crazy. Next day, couple days later, I'm like, where Marcus at? Where he at? Nobody know where Marcus at. I go down to the front desk. Where Marcus at, right? Where Marcus at? They say his mom killed his dad. You hear what I'm saying? Stabbed him, gutted him, killed his dad. And now him and his little brother trapped in the system. You hear what I'm saying? Yeah. Trapped in the system, man, and it was just painful. It was emotional, right? Now they out here wandering, you feel me? Don't know what household they gonna be in, passed around, you feel me? And I can't even get in touch with them because I'm asking, like, what's the number? How can I get in contact with the family? And they like, we can't give that information out to you, Mr. Hakeem.
Let you do that.
And that was so painful for me. You hear what I'm saying? So many different realities. Then there was another young boy, man. I could keep going, man. He would come to school every day, same clothes, bro. Same clothes. And people laughing at him, talking about him, roasting him, this, that, and the third. And he would literally, man, walk home every day. You feel me? Some days he would ditch school. He was living with his grandmother. His grandma was like, these ain't my goddamn children. I already had my damn children, and I don't feel like raising no more. So he wasn't getting the support he needed in the household. And he would just come to school, bro, just no life in him, damn near hopeless. But I would see that, and I would hug him, bro. I'm like, what's up, man? It's Mr. Hakeem. When recess time came around, we playing basketball, we playing football. I'm telling him he great, pumping life into him. But it's just like, man, bro. And then you got these goddamn white teachers, bro. I just got to be 100% 100 with you. You like these teachers, completely disconnected, bro.
Facts.
Completely disconnected. I'm sitting down talking with this white teacher because the students would get kicked out. And they would damn near love coming to talk to me in the hallway, right? It got so bad to where I had a goddamn whole table full of students that I'm teaching in the hallway, and I'm like the security guard. You hear what I'm saying? But then she started to get in her feelings, right? So then she come to me, we having a conversation, and we chopping it up, and I'm telling them, certain things these students need. I'm able to connect with them in a certain way because I understand them, and we got similar backgrounds, right? And then I asked her, do you think that, the role of a black man in a young black man's life is important? Do you believe that, it is important for a young black man to have a strong role model? And she was like, why does a black man have to be his role model? Why couldn't it be anyone? You feel me? Why couldn't I be his role model? I don't think it's as important as you're making it. Why does it have to be a black man? And from that point, I was heated. But I ended the conversation. I wasn't getting nowhere with her. But this is the mindset. You hear what I'm saying? And then she was like, it sounded like kind of sexist. Why does it have to be a black man? Why couldn't it be a black woman, right? Completely disconnected from the reality of what a young black man needs. You hear what I'm saying? And it's not to say he don't need no black woman, right? But you can't remove the black man in a young black man's life as if that's not pivotal. You hear what I'm saying?
And the crazy thing about that is people think that is normal. You feel me? To the point that she can have a conversation with you and completely move the goalposts. It's like, no, I'm saying that a black young kid, a black male needs to be able to look to a black male for guidance. You know, not saying that a black mother isn't the queen and she can't nurture this young black king because she can.
Right.
But at some point, it's going to take the guidance of a man to teach this young man how to be a grown man.
Facts.
You feel me?
Facts. And there's certain things that only a woman, I believe, can give to a young black man, right? As it relates to, him being nurtured. And there's certain things that only a black man can give to a young black man. And a young black woman, vice versa, if you understand what I'm saying. Both roles are pivotal, but you can't remove either or if you're talking about making a well-rounded, solid, balanced human being. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when I was having that conversation with her, I'm just looking at her like, damn, think about all the schools that our children go through, not in just Chicago, but all across America, where that teacher is completely disconnected from their reality. Then you got some teachers that try to care and be involved, but, hey, you just not from this, right? You just not going to get this. You can try to be as supportive as possible, but you don't know what it feel like to come from the households we come from. You hear what I'm saying? So just being involved. But after seeing that, it became very clear for me how I had to turn it up with my music. Yeah.
Let's talk about the music. Like, how are you able to, like, everything we just talked about, you feel me? You can put that into the music and actually make a good song. Like, most people can't connect with their music like that. Like, how have you been able to connect like that?
Man, I was just talking to a brother the other night that was at the release party, the Radical release party, and he said, bro, I'm listening to this song, bro. He said, how in the hell, bro, was you able to be positive from beginning to end and that shit sound good? That's what he said to me. And I'm laughing, and I'm like, man, bro, you just got to have something to talk about. He said, man, I got shit to talk about, bro, but I can only talk positive for a little minute before I start talking crazy. He said, man, that's like that's a real skill, right? And, because I done got to this point, I kind of do it like water now. It kind of flow like water. But it was years, you feel me, of practice, if I'm being 100% honest with you. And people think just because they putting truth in their music, we supposed to listen to it. No, that's not the reality. Like, music is an art. The beat got to sound right. The flow got to be right. The wordplay got to be right in order for it to connect and resonate with your soul in a certain way. So when I first started making the music, it was true, but, man, it was corn on the cob, brother. Corny. You know what I'm saying? It was corny, bro. But the trial and error, asking my family what they thought, putting certain pieces of content out on the internet and letting people hear it that didn't have to lie to me because they didn't know me. You hear what I'm saying? Hey, what you think about this? They don't know it's me. And they telling me, it's missing this, that, and the third. And I'm taking that criticism, going back and working on it. So, how I did it, man, with just trial and error, bro. But it take me time to write. I said in one of my songs, man, I really don't make fast food, man. I don't make fast food, I don't rush none of my lyrics. I'm really meticulous, like, damn. Sometimes I'm calling my bro and he like, man, hey, you overthinking this, bro. You could say it's just like that. You hear what I'm saying? But I needed to make sense. I needed to connect in a way because I know that my music, man, once it touches you, and any of us that create music, it inspires us to make a decision in some way, form, or fashion, right? Whether it's positive or whether it's negative. Whether you watching me or listening to me. Artists can influence the way you dress, you feel me? What you go to eat, goddamn it. How you talk to your mom, how you talk to your brother, your lady, you hear what I'm saying? And I'm knowing that if I have any type of influence over, my audience to, inspire them to make a decision, I want to be careful with what I'm inspiring them to do. You hear what I'm saying? So it's just trial and error. Yeah.
How important to you is, because speaking off your previous experience on everything you seen in CPS, how you say you got to line everything up in music, how important is alignment? Like, because with me personally being a writer and everything, and I can just tell when that something about somebody's art is fluent, like it's coming through their words, the way they move. How important is alignment to you in music?
Oh, it's so important, bro. Alignment is very important now, bro.
Because you say it took a long time for you to reach this level.
It took a long time, and in that process, I feel like one of the biggest lessons that I learned is to be yourself, man. Do not fake, okay? Do not pretend. Don't act like you something that you're not. Because you may be able to fool a few people, you hear me? But the people gonna know what's real and what's fake, right? Nice. And all of us have unique experiences. You feel me? All of us have been through something unique. And you would be surprised, even though your experience is unique, there are people that can connect and resonate with your experience because it's unique because there's only one you, right? But a lot of what we experience and go through on a daily basis, a lot of us experience and go through on a daily basis. You hear what I'm saying? All over the world. So you just got to figure out how to tell your story. You hear what I'm saying? And when you tell your story, You feel me? Your particular story, you going to connect and resonate, you know, with millions of people all across the world. So just be honest. And we be thinking, man, you feel me? You ain't always had to be in the trenches and go through, be in a hellhole and, you know, go through some of the worst experiences to have a goddamn story. You hear what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So some of us be looking at, you know, some of these artists and feel like the only way that people going to connect is if we pretend that we toting guns and doing this, that, and the third, trapping, gang banging. Hell nah. Tell your truth, right? And watch the lane you create and watch how much you open up for the rest of the world that was afraid to tell their truth. Because we all going through stuff. You hear what I'm saying? A lot of us done been depressed. A lot of us done had our goddamn heart broke. A lot of us done been broke. You hear what I'm saying? A lot of us done been through a whole lot. So how do you tell your story? And once you figure out how to do that and be yourself and be honest, bruh, I'm telling you, you're gonna create an audience that you didn't even know was waiting for you to just tell the truth.
Real talk.
You know what I'm saying?
Some people don't know how many people it is. Like, even though we all unique, some people don't know how many people it is like them out here. You know, that a person who can come from a two-parent household, raised nice, you know what I'm saying, raised in something decent, talk to them. You know, you ain't got to talk to people you not like.
That's
know?
real.
For real.
That's real. And regardless, like, whether you was in the trenches or whether you was living in Beverly Hills, we all have human emotions. You hear what I'm saying? You can get your heart broken in Beverly Hills. You feel me? You can get your heart broken in the trenches, right? Talk about the pain, you feel me? Talk about what it took to overcome that heartbreak. You hear what I'm saying? Talk about what it took to have to figure out how to start this business from the ground and build it up. Talk about what it took to have an idea in your head, bruh, and work, you feel me, and fight tooth and nail to make sure that you could bring this idea into reality. You hear what I'm saying? Talk about this, goddammit, you feel me, before it was an iLLANOiZE radio, right? The grind, right? So that's really what it's about, man, just figuring out how to tell your story, and when you do that, you're gonna win. You're gonna win.
Always.
Sound Radio, we back in the building.
Yes, sir. Checking in with our guest, Goalden Chyld. Now, one question I want to ask, man, why the name Radical for the album?
I just felt like, you know, it matched and it aligned, you know, with who I was as an artist in terms of, you know, my ideals going against the current status quo, right? When you think about what most people think about when black rapper comes to mind, you know, in most cases they're not thinking about nothing positive or enlightening. You hear what I'm saying? Yeah. So just really, you know, revolutionizing the way that people think about us as artists, black men in this industry, and just going against the status quo, man, and speaking on a few topics, man, that I feel like need to be discussed in our community, right? Yeah. How these, you know, record executives, you know, label executives are exploiting us and our trauma. You hear what I'm saying? And make money and get bread off. And you might exalt one artist from the hood, you feel me, or make one artist big from the trenches, right, and they able to live their life and do their thing. Some of them, you know, some of us even still get killed, you know, when we make it to celebrity. But most times you exalt one artist, they able to get the money, the cars, the clothes, the riches, but they putting out a message that the trenches is going to live by. You hear what I'm saying? The hood is going to live by. And they ain't got everybody in the hood ain't got security. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody in the hood, you know, ain't got the money, you know, to put the bandages on the mistakes that we make. You hear what I'm saying? So you telling the hood to do this, that, and the third, and they know I could put millions behind you, you gonna bite it so you can influence the rest of the community to, you know, be on goofy time. You hear what I'm saying? And,
I feel that.
And we suffer, so that's why I called it Radical,
Yeah, through what I was hearing, I heard a lot of you, you were speaking out on stuff like that with the album. Now, do you feel like 100% completely that music is at a weaponized state, you know?
For sure, it's been at a weaponized state.
Sure. And then I know a lot of people, just like being a hip-hop head myself, a lot of people feel like it's been tons of replicas of like what was started with like NWA and things that was going on since back then. Yeah. Do you feel like that's still in a constant rotation of artists?
I feel like it's artists out there that are making positive music. You feel? But listen, when you look at who owns these record labels, bruh? And when you look at where most of this money is going to, like a lot of these other labels is like sub companies, you feel me, that are owned by like a few major corporations. You feel what I'm saying? And it's all going back to these rich white ass families that don't give a damn about the hood, right? That don't give a damn about our community. So when you think about that, why would they put and dump money into artists who are going to combat their current system? You hear what I'm saying? Like, so we be thinking as artists, like, man, that's doing this conscious, like, I feel like we got to really start getting it out of our heads that we want to get signed by these major labels. Like, we living our whole lives fighting to get signed by these labels. If you do, you know, hey, but listen, the reality is they not going to allow you to come into their system and talk the way you talking, because you're going to dismantle what they got going on. You hear what I'm saying? So we got to figure out how to create something for ourselves to where we can eat, to where we can live, to where we can thrive. And the people have a responsibility to get behind us, bro.
Facts.
They have a responsibility. So I appreciate y'all for bringing me on here, but I talked about that and in the project a lot.
Thanks for coming through.
Yep.
Now we play Here to Stay before we went into break. Speak on what the importance behind that record.
Can I run through it one time? I got a little time because you hear it on the beat, but I got to break it down. So it say, they told me to change my position. I said, that's a negative. I'm where I'm supposed to be. I'm watching how God keep on moving these people around that ain't supposed to be close to me. You got to be patient, because the flower don't blossom the second you sow the seeds. I can't diminish my character following certain trends when I'm supposed to lead. Sure. Here to stay. How I'm talking, it ruffle their feathers. It's making them feel away. Hit my brother, he told me, don't let off the gas. Say they need to hear what you here to say. I check the news, and it's more of us killed today. Spirit ain't numb to it. I can still feel the pain. I don't trust none of these racist executives funding the music that help put us in the grave.
For sure.
You know. I ain't sugarcoating nothing. Nah, that's the reality. Find out how long they been doing us dirty, make you want to finish them like a fatality. Hood to hood, talking to them ones, politicking on how we gonna change the mentality. Fought for the block, died for the block, killed for the block, didn't own the block. Now that's a tragedy. Told them all old heads ain't the same. Some'll send you off. Some'll give you game. Study how they move, not just what they say. Wisdom don't always come with age. Broski asked me why I turned the money down, trying to see why I denied getting paid. It don't matter how much money that they offer when they want to have your soul in exchange. Look. Got the opposition sick of me. Funny they act like they want to be friends with me. Knock it off. Cut it out. Stop with the trickery. Know how y'all coming. I studied y'all history. Look, got to keep my sword sharp so I'm prepared when I'm battling my enemies. No matter how much it looked like they winning, it was written that we going to get the victory. You hear me? You know. So, man, when I think about the record, they told me to change my position. I said that's a negative. Listen, on so many occasions, hey, man, you got to switch it up, bro. Like, I know you doing this positive stuff, man, but that ain't what the people want to hear. You hear what I'm saying? No, don't come like that. Maybe try to do it like that. But the only reason you believe that is because these people who own the radio waves, these major corporations, is forcing you, to eat up all of this garbage that they giving you. You hear what I'm saying? Literally forcing you. But if it was reversed, if more money was put into and dumped into the artists that are positively affecting the community, your mindset would be the way it was. Was that the 80s? When a lot of the music was positive, right? And then they started to introduce the crack, you feel me, to have a psychological effect on the way that we would start moving, right? Then we was loving ourselves. It was positive. We was uplifting one another. Damn, these niggas is waking up. Gotta bring the track.
It was all in the, you could tell in the lyrics, the album artwork and all that. They was on higher conscious,
That's it, bro. And we loved it, bro. That's what we was playing. That's what we was embracing, right? So whatever you feed the mind the most is what it will adjust to. So we done adjusted to the garbage. If we can adjust to that, I'm sure we can adjust to what our spirits is calling for.
For sure.
You hear what I'm saying? So, yeah, and then I don't trust none of these racist executives, man. Listen, bro, like, I don't give a damn how much money you got, how many followers you got, how much quote-unquote clout you think you got. You only got it because your enemy is allowing you to have it. You hear what I'm saying? You think you the big dog. You think you the man. You hear what I'm saying? But you're a puppet, man, unfortunately. You're being used as a tool, and you're a slave to what they want you to do. You hear what I'm saying? The second you decide, I'm going to be an example for my community, I can no longer continue to put this music out. To hell with me contributing to the death and devaluing and degradation of my community. The second you make your mind up to combat their current system, watch how much power you got, right? Watch how much clout they allow you to have. Watch how much money and fame and, you feel me, recognition they allow you to have. They gonna snatch everything they put up under you from up under you. You hear what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So where is the morals? Where's the integrity? Where's the character that make you say, God damn it, to hell with what you putting on the table for to hell with these crumbs you putting on the table for me to eat off of. I'm a goddamn man and I have a role to play in my community. You hear what I'm saying? When that becomes the position that we take as men, right? When we stand up and we band up and we arm to arm and we looking them in their faces and say, hell no, we will not be hold. We will not be exploited. We will not be compromised because the warriors are here, the soldiers are here, the men are here. Watch how our communities start to change overnight. But we in our heads, God damn it, I got this money. You know, the girls love me, the guys, you feel me, I'm the man. And they confusing us. We think we really that guy right now because they done gave us a few crumbs. The little money that we get in comparison, you feel me, to the bread that they got coming in, to the communities that they've been able to establish, to the institutions that they've been able to build. We got 2 and 3 billionaires here and there. They got trillionaires on their side. You hear what I'm saying? You feel me? Multi-billionaires on their side, right? And we going crazy over the little crumbs. Not to say that we shouldn't applaud those of us that have found a way to make it out and establish something for themselves. But as long as you continue to do the devil's work and the enemy's bidding, you can't claim to be that man. You that puppet, man. Unfortunately, you're that slave. And I feel like we got to hold our brothers accountable, bro. Like these young brothers, like it frustrates me. Like you got quote unquote OGs that done came from the trenches, saw what it meant to come from the trenches, had they homies killed, knew that they was living in hell, right? Taking another young artist because he got a little buzz talking about destroying his community, right? These OGs, quote unquote, know better, but damn, they put money on the table for this little bro. And I feel like if I sign him and put little bro on, I can get me a little cut from these goddamn crumbs that they giving. So I'm going to continue to allow this young brother to promote this message without steering him in any type of direction, you feel me, that he could potentially positively affect the hood and the trenches. But no, I'm going to let him do his thing, and you just got to let these young brothers, these little niggas get their money, man. Let them get their money, stop hating. To hell with that goddamn money, man. You hear what I'm saying?
I hear you.
To hell with this little crumbs they sprinkling on the table. Like, where's your integrity as a man? That's all it take. Because you want a slice of the pie, you're going to allow another young man to negatively influence these masses. You hear what I'm saying? And then look, they get the money, but you go behind the scenes, and they got all the money and everything that we perceive as success, but they popping pills. They off the lean. They stressed out. They insecure. They ain't able to maintain they ain't able to maintain a real relationship. Breakup after breakup. People are hurting out here with all of the material acquisitions, if you understand what I'm saying. So what we got to look at is that the grass is not greener on the other side, and our spirits call for righteousness. So when we start to transform the way that we think and the way that we move, you think you got it right now, bro, but listen, bro. Peace and prosperity and happiness is what's waiting for you on God's side. You hear what I'm saying? And on the side of righteousness, we just got to stand 10 toes, and that's what I'm about. Excuse me, I just had to get that off my chest.
Oh, no,
hey,
man.
Talk
what you know, man. Talk what you know.
You earlier in your message, you said that you had people around you telling you to change your message up. You
right.
feel me? Do you feel like it is harder to get that message across being a Chicago artist and not having as many platforms that would give you that voice to, you know what I'm saying, express yourself on a higher level?
Man, I love y'all, right? And I appreciate iLLANOiZE Radio, you know, because it's definitely a challenge, right? And I salute all the brothers and sisters out there that are willing to give brothers like myself a platform to speak our truth to power. I remember when the minister was going hard, Minister Louis Farrakhan, he was on the radio shows, he was on the TVs, and they was giving him this platform to speak. They was putting him on there so they could tear him down, but he was slaying them when he got on these platforms. So much so that his audience grew larger and larger, and they say, hell no, we making this nigga a problem for us. You hear what I'm saying? So they said, no, we got to remove him off the platform. We're not even going to give him a voice to defend himself. You hear what I'm saying? Because The reality is, regardless of how crazy you talk about me, regardless of how much you try to defame me, if you give me an opportunity to put the truth on the table, the truth is going to win every time, as long as it's organized. So that's what was happening. They was giving them an opportunity to put the truth next to the falsehood, and the people was choosing the truth every time. So, yeah, it's a little bit challenging. But the internet today is moving at a rate and at a pace where, you know, the truth is able to get out there a little bit more. You hear what I'm saying? And these independent platforms where we can put the truth out there is really what matters. And, of course, they controlling these algorithms, so we got to figure out how to use the internet to our advantage. Because there's some algorithms and silos where you won't see nothing positive pop up on your goddamn timeline ever, damn near.
You got to learn how to word it. And I've noticed that no matter, like if I just post a picture of myself on Instagram, I'm going to get a decent amount of likes. But if I post a clip from one of our interviews, it'll get 30 views. I'm like, bro, how, bro? Why y'all playing me like this? You know what I'm saying?
Playing games. But the internet is something that we all could take advantage of. We just got to figure out, of course, how to create our own platforms, right? And our own algorithm. Shout out Fanbase. That's another app. Y'all heard of the Fanbase app? You know, that's black owned. But yeah, bro, like we can't even listen to the same thing, bro. We on they platforms, bro.
Now I wanna ask you earlier too, in your message you said something like the people have a responsibility to get behind it. Outside of all the negativity and things that's displayed towards the people that they may consume, what do you feel the major disconnection is with people getting behind, like, a positive message, a positive movement, or something that should be supported more than it is?
Unfortunately, a lot of times, you know, when us as black men and women decide to be positive or conscious, we get really judgmental, bro. Very, very judgmental. Like you wasn't just wilding the day before. Now you got some goddamn knowledge, you know, some truth, and like, nigga, you need to tighten up. You a lost sheep. Like, nah, cut it out, bro. And I feel like because we can be so judgmental and we not understanding, you feel what I'm saying? It's crazy how we could have just came from it, but not understanding, you feel me, once we get the truth.
Right.
So, and then like, we got to stop being judgmental. We got to stop being inconsiderate. And we got to stop making people feel less than because they haven't had the same experiences as us. You hear what I'm saying? When we create the space for people to listen, for people to learn, you feel me, for people to embrace this information without feeling like they being put down, then I feel like the disconnect will start to fade a little bit more. You hear what I'm saying? Another thing is, that go back to delivery and how you communicate it. But on the music side, bruh, I feel like we kind of got to figure out, a lot of us still have to figure out how to make this positive music sound good, bruh. You feel what I'm saying? Like, a lot of us, and listen, it don't even always got to be super conscious. Like, you could talk about love, you feel what I'm saying? You could talk about life, you could talk about what you done been through without it feeling like a lecture. But if you go and teach, you got to figure out how to, you feel me? You got to figure out how to make it feel good. It's almost like preparing a meal for somebody that's too goddamn salty, bro. Like, you feel me?
You know what I feel like that's changing the table as far as mainstream. I would say J. Cole did a good job with that, with starting with like 2014 Forest Hill Drive. He started putting like more up-tempo beats, but he's saying like real stuff. You know whether he's talking about whether he telling somebody else's story, whether he talking about love, whether he talking about the delivery of his child. My favorite J. Cole album is For Your Eyes Only, and I feel like he did a good job on the beats. So I feel like that's one way you can get the message off better, like really paying attention to the production too.
Yes,
you know?
bro.
The beats be everything, for sure.
The beats is key, bro. You could really, if the beat right, you could get on that joint and say a little bit of nothing, brother. You feel me?
A lot of
boom bap, you feel me? Scrippity scrap, what the hell ever. But you feel me? If it's on time, you feel me? So that just goes to show you how important the beat is. But figuring out how to throw some wisdom in there, you feel me? It's all about the flow, bro. It's all about the cadence. And sometimes you could drop some seeds, but it ain't got to be too much, you feel me? They say you can't feed a baby a steak, right? And sometimes you can't even feed a baby a whole goddamn carrot. So what they got to do, take the carrot, blend it up, mash it up so that the baby can digest it. We just got to figure out how to, you feel me, feed the people. So it's a process, bro, and it's trial and error. You're going to go through but listen, I listen to absolutely everything. I feel like another thing we make the mistake of doing as conscious artists is only listening to quote-unquote conscious artists or listening to our own music. You feel what I'm saying? But you can only put out what you take in, right? So you ain't got to put out the negativity, but some of them flows be cold.
Oh, yeah.
The beats be cold. You hear what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, bam, if this what they attracted to, let me figure out how to give them something similar, but without the poison. You see what I'm saying? That's what it's about. So it's a process, but yeah, bro, the beat's important, the delivery is important, not being judgmental is important. And just come on, act like we human beings, bro. You feel me? Act like we go through what we go through, bro. Like, come on, bro. Act like you conscious, but you still be listening to Dirk, bro. You know what I'm saying? You still listening to Herb. Let's not pretend like we don't be going through these things, but we just got to be each other's keeper. And this is not to bash and, go in on other artists that may not be making a positive message. Because when you get to meet a lot of these brothers in real life, they genuine brothers. Right. They got hearts, you feel me? They done been through what they've been through. But the same way a man could transform and go from being savage to an upstanding man in society, that's why you taught to never judge a man, you feel me? Because you never know where that man or woman is going to end up. So if you love that brother, embrace that brother, find a way to get him the truth without tearing him down, he potentially will go from making music that's destroying his community to uplifting his community. But ain't nobody trying to hear you always talk about how they ain't shit because they doing this, that, and the third, and they terrible, as if you was in the trenches, ain't had nothing, you feel me? Pour your whole life and somebody come and offer you $1 million, you ain't gonna bite on that. You hear what I'm saying? That's the reality. Especially if wasn't no character instilled in you and you ain't grew up in a household with parents to teach you integrity, you gonna bite on that. So they done bit on it, but now it's about telling your brother the truth about how he gotta transform his message to positively influence the rest of the world. Yeah.
Nah, you had one feature on a project.
For sure.
Keith Wallace.
Keith Wallace, yeah.
Now, I felt like this was literally the perfect feature, bro. Like, for real. Like sometimes features, I just on the song just to be on the song, bro.
Yeah.
But the feature fit this song perfectly. And to me, it brought the entire project together for me personally. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of artists there reach just for something for a specific sound, or I don't know if you did that, but this sounded perfect to me. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And it's called Masculine. So explain that record for us.
Masculine, man. It's crazy how that came together. I didn't initially know if this was going to actually be on the project, but I hit up Keith and he was like, "Hey, bro, throw it on there." And I'm like, "We gone? Yeah, we gone." It's crazy how me and Keith connected because I saw one of his videos on Instagram, and I was so moved that I had to slide in brother DM. I commented, and I reached out in the DM like, "Brother, you cold." But then he told me, he said, "Bro, I've been on you since 2017. You feel me? I didn't even know he was tapped in, and he was saying he was a fan of mine. You hear me? And because he was a fan of mine and I reached out, we was able to come together and we did the song just off GP, you hear what I'm saying? Because the spirits was aligned. And when you listen to the type of music that we create, very similar, right? You got that war, you feel me? But you're not compromising principle, you feel me? You a soldier, you ready to take it there if it's necessary, but you ain't destroying your community, right? So we was like, "Hey, bro, let's go." I wrote some bars, man. I sent it to him. He was like, "Bro," he said, "What'd he say? I got the assignment." He like, "We gone." So he was in a few days after, he was in the studio. He went on live. I still got the live, man, because I screen recorded it. And we did the record, man, and it was just like that, bro. Bro flew into the city. We got a visual on the way. We shot a visual for that. And, I hit him on the phone. I'm like, "I'm getting ready to drop, bro." And because we did it off GP and it was out of love, in my mind, I'm like, you feel me? I'm not going to take advantage of this and throw it on the project, without consulting with the bro, because it's like, we ain't exchange no funds. And I put Goalden Chyld X Keith Wallace. It wasn't featuring like this was a collab. Yeah. But he was like, "Bro, throw it on the project, bro." And once I threw it on the project, man, I was excited. And it's crazy you said that brought everything together, but that's how that transpired, bro.
All right, I'm going to get into that record, but before we get into this record, tell everybody how they can get in tune with you, stay in tune with you, and go buy that the new album, Radical.
Dope. You can follow me on all platforms, Instagram, Twitter at GOALDEN_CHYLD. That's Goalden Chyld on Twitter, Goalden Chyld on Instagram. Same thing on Facebook, just without the underscore. And you can buy the project at Goalden Chyld, GoaldenChyld.com. The project is $20. Spend your money with your brother. Completely independent, no investor, no nothing. So put your money where your mouth is and get behind those that's really putting this work in.
All right, Jimmy, talk to the people real quick.
All right, man. Shout out Goalden Chyld for coming through, man. If y'all was listening closely, y'all got some good word today, man. Make sure y'all go get that Radical, man. This brother got a lot going on, and I'm pretty sure he's going to keep it moving and stay true to his word, man. And I appreciate you for coming through, man. It's been a pleasure interviewing you, bro. It's been quite the interview I needed today. You know, you spoke a lot of good word, and I hope this interview reached the people who need it, you know, for real. But, hey, make sure y'all follow me, Groove Nuke, GROOVNUKE. Follow Ill Sound Radio. Follow iLLANOiZE Radio. Download that iLLANOiZE app, streaming music 24/7. Submit music to the website, and hey, make sure y'all RSVP for that iLLANOiZE Radio anniversary party, November 8th, man. And Jay, what you got to say to him?
Like Jimmy say, man, download that app. Before me and Jimmy got this iLLANOiZE Radio show, you feel me? I'm like, bro, y'all gotta get this man up here. You feel me?
For sure.
Like, for real. Like, and I don't really vouch for artists as far as trying to get them an interview. You know what I'm saying? Because I got people come to me all the time trying to just connect with iLLANOiZE. And, you know, we got 3 other radio shows up here. So originally it was just iLLANOiZE Radio. It was just one show. I'm like, bro, y'all got to get him up here. They like, bro, we booked out like 2 years in advance type shit. So when I had the opportunity, I'm like, bro, I got to interview this man. I got to interview this man. So as soon as you popped in the DM, bro, I probably was like 3 seconds behind your response. Like, pick your day, you feel me? We going to make it happen. So, because I feel like, man, like you say, we got to get artists a platform to shine. And, like, you put the medicine in the candy, and it ain't even the medicine, you know what I'm saying? It's just the candy, bro. Like, for real, like, your message and how you articulate yourself through music, bro, that's special. A lot of people cannot do that, you feel me? So it's important for us to just let you talk, bro. As soon as you said you wanted the interview, I already knew what was going to happen, you feel me? You ain't even have to do nothing, you know? So salute to you. And then, like you say, man, your project, $20. Anytime it's an artist that come up here, I find a way to support them, you know what I'm saying? And $20, I spent $20 on nothing.
You feel
know what
me?
I'm saying?
Yes,
so
sir.
what's $20? I had to get the project. And I feel like shouldn't nobody come to you asking you for the project for free? Like, bro,
feel
it's
me?
a dub, bro.
Come on,
Spend
bro.
that dub, bro.
You getting me mad a little bit, bro, man.
Bro,
I
you
sent
go
the
to-
man, bro. I sent the little preview link out there, bro. Man, that joint done got so many plays, bro. Had to kill a link, man. Buy the project, bro.
Facts, man. You go buy 2 number ones at McDonald's. That's like $19.
Come on, bro.
You feel me? So I appreciate you for sliding through and just chopping it up with us, bro.
Yes, sir. Love y'all, brothers. Appreciate
For
y'all.
sure, man. Love. Till next time, y'all.